Hello and a warm witchy welcome to Ceridwen's Corner. So today we're going to be talking about Prince Harry. So the disclaimer for the whole of my video is this is for respectful entertainment purposes only. This is not all based on fact. This is my spiritual perspective and perception only. Please draw upon your own conclusions by doing your own research, and please do not spread any hate. So what I'm going to do in this video is talk about Prince Harry's energy in the main. I may touch upon other parts of his life, but I am not going to be delving deep into his relationship with Meghan Markle, and I'm going to be doing a tarot reading to see what I can pick up, and also to look at what may be impacting his decisions. So I'm going to light another candle, so bear with me. I am back. As you can see, I've got a black candle here. These candles are so reasonable. They're like £1.50 in our local pound shop. Just going to light it here and allow that energy to build nicely with the scrying ball here. So, Prince Harry's energy. Now, this look at Harry. Harry has experienced adverse childhood experience of trauma when his mum died. And yes, he does have a brother, and there were other family members impacted by her death. However, not everybody heals the same way, and some people may internalize that hurt within themselves. And this is what I feel has happened with Harry. I feel there is a lot of energy within him that hasn't healed. And we got to remember, just because he's a prince, or that, he wasn't the only one affected by his mother's death, does not mean that he isn't suffering emotionally, psychologically from what happened. So Princess Diana died in 1997. It's recorded that her death was due to a traffic collision. And she was travelling at the time with her partner, Dodi Fayed, who also died. And here she is. This is representing her as I'm talking. She was very strong in one sense with her convictions, her campaigning, but also very vulnerable. And this is also representing her. Now, as I'm looking at her there, this sort of reminds me of how that light shone around the world. She was damaged, but she was not broken. And I think, and when I say that, it's like, people can be damaged and dented through certain experiences, but it does not mean you're broken. And here we go again. She's come back out again. She is a very strong energy. Now, this person is interesting because this is almost showing like the butler, probably how she felt that, her her life was very much under the spotlight. There was a particular manner in which she would potentially have to hold herself. She had to be very accountable for any actions that she took in the public eye. And she did disclose a lot of personal details at one point and made them quite public. And, you know, Harry knows all of this. And when you're looking at this card here, this is showing all that emotion being held. And that's what I feel is happening with Harry. I feel that, you know, he has a very strong connection with his mother spiritually. And look at this card, that just represents that completely. And you can see the emotion of water. And here you can see what I'm going to call self-harm as well in the midst of all this situation, which again is stuff that needs to be dealt with. I feel Harry feels that everything in his life has been monopolised and that it's been controlled. I feel that this is how he viewed his mother, fighting off all the time and almost being witch hunted. Maybe, you know, that's a very odd way to describe this, but almost like that's how I feel. Like he was watching his mum crumble at times, and I don't feel she did that publicly in front of him. I just feel that he could sense, and I think there's certain things he remembers that he hasn't closed off. And the energy is really flashing here. And I think as well what Harry is doing is needing to heal by speaking his own truth of how he feels, of how he needs to do things in a way that is going to benefit him emotionally and psychologically. And you can feel in that card right there, you can sort of feel that darkness, that crow or raven is just showing the messenger. And, you know, for him to move on in a healthful manner, look, see, it's like, he feels it's all that control, that's the darkness, and it's almost like that oppressive energy. I feel this is Meghan, and I feel that he absolutely loves her. He's very protective over her, and regardless what anyone thinks, he is in love with her right now. And, you know, as much as people disagree with it, it's something that people may just have to, you know, accept. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. See, look at that card coming out again, the control. And I feel Harry is standing up for himself. I'm feeling that he is needing to do this. It's not something he is doing in a malicious way, even though people may be viewing it as malicious. And that is his tower moment. Look, here's his mother again. It's that representation of his mother's energy. Look again, the self-harm. There's a lot of healing. Oh my gosh, look, see the manipulation of everything. You can't make this up when they come out like this. He's had to make a lot of choices. And I feel, you know, for him, the wounds run deep. And what I'm feeling is that it's just been a plaster stuck over his wounds. And when you're sticking a plaster on something that is already infected, it is never gonna completely heal. And that is exactly what I feel with him. I feel there's a lot of questions he has around his mother's situation. There's things he have seen, he have heard, and memories that sort of follow him or haunt him. And I don't think he's ever truly sought the answers that he's needed to move on from it. Look, there she is again. But you know what I'm noticing? This is the third time she's come out as his mother. She is holding her belly. And I've only noticed this on the third time this have come out. She has got her hand over her belly. And see that light, the light energy. There's a possibility, and I'm not saying this is fact, that she may have been in very early pregnancy. And again, that's just me getting an impression from that card. And this is, I feel like the institution, the way everything was controlled around this family. And I do believe that Diana was someone who was always going to shake up the energy within the household. I think at times she could be quite defiant. And I believe Harry, even though he's made loads of mistakes, just like his mum did, there's a very big heart. And, you know, it's their human selves that, you know, and I just feel Harry is just needing to talk and open up. And there's a book coming out that Harry has written, and I feel in there might give an insight into his soul energy, and it may potentially give an understanding of his mindset, his memories, what makes him tick, and how he's overcome certain personal challenges within his life, which has been highlighted in the cards. And I do feel some of his challenges have been similar in some respects to his mother's. So I'm just going to pull some other cards here just to see. These cards are not generally great for a reading like this. Well, we got an affair, so we know there was an affair going on. We do know that there's always been speculation, and Diana confirmed in her words that her husband, Charles, who is now king, was in love or having an affair with Camilla. And so that energy is right. That was a significant subject that was being discussed those many years ago. Property. So property, I just feel when I'm seeing that card property, I think at times Diana felt that way, that she was just, you know, their property, that she was owned, and it was an institution, and she was always like trying to break free from that. Whether she upset people or not, she was just gonna do her own thing, because I feel there was an emotional battle going on. And I believe Harry has a lot of questions around his mother's passing and the situation. And look, that word sacrificed come out. I'm going to leave it there with that word coming out. I just feel it's appropriate at this point. Thank you. Bye for now.